Assalamu alaikum dear students. How are you all? Hope you all are doing well. This is your teacher Rosina of subject English language for class 5 and I welcome you to another lecture of English language. So let's begin with the great name of Allah who is the most merciful and beneficial. So today we will be doing the exercise of the second chapter. The chapter name was Alice in Wonderland. In the previous previous lecture, we have discussed about the story and we have read the whole story and I have explained in a detailed way. So today we will be doing the exercise. So you can see here are some of the opposites. Now, deep, the opposite of deep is shallow. The opposite of discovered is undiscovered. Dry is wet. Earlier, later. Giant, dwarf. Low, high. Shy, bold. Unusual, ordinary or usual. So I hope you all know the meanings of all these words. Now we will be doing question answers. So number first is, why was Alice bored? So Alice was bored because she was sitting with her sister near the bank. Alice was sitting with her sister near the river bank and her sister was reading a book without the pictures and conversations, and Alice was getting bored. So you have to write the answer in a way I am telling you the answer. So you will write, Alice was getting bored because she was sitting with her sister near the river bank and her sister was reading a book without pictures and conversations. Right? So you have to write the answer in this way. Number 2 is, what did Alice notice in the garden? So you have to write, Alice noticed the rabbit. Alice noticed a rabbit with pink eyes. You can find this answer here as well. See, there is the answer of question number 2. So you will write that Alice saw a white rabbit with pink eyes. The rabbit was talking to himself. He was saying that if he will get late, the Duchess will kill him. And he took out a small watch from his pocket to look at the time. Right? So I am repeating the answer of question number 1 as well. So you can see here it is the answer. So you will write that Alice was getting bored because she was sitting with her sister near the river bank. Her sister was reading a book which had no pictures and conversations, and the second answer is in this paragraph. Then we have the third question. Describe the hall where Alice found herself standing. So the answer you can find on page number 22. You will write that the hall was so you have to write that the hall was long, right? It was you will write that the hall was a long and deep in the ground. So you will write hall was a long and it was deep in the ground. There were many doors in the hall, but all were locked. In the corner of the hall there was a little table with 3 legs. A small golden key was on the table. Okay. Next question is, why did she want to become smaller? So you will write the answer that Alice wanted to become smaller because she wanted to go and see the wonders of the garden outside the hall, but the door was very small. Right? So you will write the answer that Alice wanted to become smaller because she wanted to go and see the wonders of the garden outside, but the door to the garden was very small and she could not pass through that door. Okay. Then question number 5 is, how did Alice find herself in neck-deep salt water? Alice became smaller after drinking the liquid from the bottle. Then she cried a lot that the pool of her tears was made, and she found herself neck deep in salt water. I will repeat. Alice drank the liquid from the bottle and she became smaller. Then she cried and the pool of her tears was made. Then she found herself neck deep in salt water. Then question number 6 is, what did Alice think when she heard a splash? So you will write that Alice thought that an elephant had fallen in the pool. So you will write Alice thought that an elephant had fallen in the pool. Or you can write like this as well, that Alice thought that an elephant had fallen in the pool when she heard a splash. Or you can rearrange the answer like this, that when Alice heard a splash, she thought an elephant had fallen in the pool. So you have to write the answers of all these questions in your neat notebooks. So now we have question number B. Choose the correct option, put a tick mark on it. So you have to find out which of the option is correct. So number 1 is Alice liked books with pictures and conversations, only pictures, neither pictures nor conversations. So which one is correct? Number A, which is pictures and conversations. Then we have number 2. To keep herself busy, Alice thought of making sand castles, reading a book, making daisy chains, making clay toys. So what did she thought of? She thought of making daisy chains. Number 3. The rabbit was carrying a big clock, small watch, small clock, or a thermometer. So what was rabbit carrying? You have to write. I have done the first 2 for you, and these 2 you have to do it yourself. To find out what was the rabbit carrying, you have to read the story. Then we have number 4. When Alice drank the contents of the bottle, she became how much taller? Did she become taller? Did she become 9 feet tall? Did she become 10 inches tall? Or did she remain the same height? So you have to tick mark the correct option in these two. Now we have question number C. Who said the following words and to whom? So you have to write the name of that person or that animal which you think had said these sentences. So the first one is, please excuse me, sir. So who said this? Alice said this, right? And you will write that Alice said to the rabbit, right? So you have to write that who said it and to whom. So you will write Alice said it to the rabbit. Number second is, I wish I hadn't cried so much. So Alice said to herself. This is Alice said to herself. Come with me, I will show you the magic of the wonderland. Who said this? The rat said this, right? So mouse said it. Okay, so there was a mouse who said it, and to whom did he said? He said it to Alice. So you will write mouse said this to Alice. Oh dear, I am going to be late. The Duchess is going to kill me. So the rabbit said it to herself, to himself. The rabbit said it to himself. Now question number D is, make meaningful sentences with the following phrases. So there are the three words and you have to make a meaningful sentence from these words. So I can help you with few of the examples, but you have to write the sentences on your own, right? So try to make sentences on your own, and I'm just making few sentences to give you an example. So number first is neck deep. So there could be a sentence that the water in the pool was neck deep. The water in the pool was neck deep. Okay. Number two is a way out. So you can write the sentence such as, I was locked in the room with no way out. I was locked in a room with no way out. Number third is in the distance. So you can write that we have a beautiful park. We have beautiful park in the distance from our house, right? Or you can say that a beautiful park is being made in the distance from our house. So you have to write to make the sentences on your own. So these were only the examples that I gave you to help you with. Okay, then we have the words Smith, and in this we have number one. Question number A is, you have to match the opposite words, and one is done for you. So you have to match the words which have the opposite meanings. For example, end. So what is the opposite of end? It is the beginning, right? I hope you all know what the opposites are. Opposites are the words that have the different meaning, oppositely different meaning from that. For example, if it is end, it means beginning. Or for example, if it is top, the opposite will be bottom. The opposite, if the word is hot, the opposite will be cool, right? So the words with completely different meanings, with the completely opposite meanings, they are the opposite words. So end, we have beginning. Watch. Now find out that what could be the meaning, what could be the opposite of the word watch, right? So watch means to see, and the opposite would be ignore. Sleepy. Now when someone is sleepy, what could be the opposite of it? It would be awake. Then we have the word suddenly. Suddenly means when something is happening very quickly. So suddenly, then we have the word gradually, and gradually means when something is happening very slowly. Unusual. Unusual means when something is very unique, something is very rare. So unusual, usual. Roof. Roof, I hope all you know what is the roof. The top of the room or the top of any building, that is roof. And the floor. Locked, it would be unlocked or opened. There it is, opened. stupid, its opposite would be intelligent. Forgotten, when you forget something, its opposite will be remembered. And then you have a word deep, then its opposite would be shallow. Shallow means it on the surface, right? On the surface. So when something is deep, the opposite would be shallow. So this was all for today. This was your exercise, and you have to write down the answers. I hope you all know how to make the paper arrangement in your copies. So you have to write down the day, the date, the classwork, the name of the chapter or the story, and then you have to write down the question answers topic, and then you have to start the question answers. Other than that, you have to write down few of the vocabulary words. So you can take help from this as well, from these words meanings. So you have to write at least 6 words having the meanings. So you can write any of the 6 words from these. You have to write any of the 6 words. You can write, I can mark you. So you can write adventure, then you can write amazement, boredom, conversation, discovered, and frightened, right? So these are the 6 words which you have to write their meanings in your neat notebooks. So at very first you have to write down the words, and then you have to write the meanings. Then you have to write down the question answers, right? Question A, question B, question A in your neat notebooks, and question B, question C, and question D, and the wordsmith question A, you have to do it in your books. So I hope this was all clear to you, and we will be continuing with the rest of the exercise in the next lecture. So I hope this all is clear to you, and I hope that you all are doing your work regularly, which I am giving to you, and we will be then meeting in the next video. So take care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz.